your favorite type of fast food?
My friends and I like to go to Pizza a lot.
I love pizza, yeah, it's great.
Chicken nuggets, burritos, they're pretty good.
When you need a quick bite to eat, what do you get?
I probably like a sliced pizza.
Probably pizza, honestly.
No doubt about it, pizza is popular, either as a snack or a full meal. So, what do you like on your pizza?
Meatballs. Meatballs are great on pizza.
It's that sausage pepperoni kind of thing. You know, that always gets the job done.
Pineapple, I know it's a little controversial.
Just a plain pizza.
I usually go plain because it's cheaper, but I'll have pepperoni if it's available.
I like buffalo chicken on it, and then sometimes I like pasta on it.
No one's quite sure who made the first pizzas. There's evidence that we've been eating pizza ever since people began baking bread, some 7,000 years ago. The ancient Greeks, Jews, and Romans all had versions of baked bread with toppings. But the undisputed home of modern pizza was in the Italian city of Naples. And while a lot has changed over the years, the way of making pizza has changed very little. To find out how to make pizza, we're going to Pizza Rustica in Hollywood, Florida. Claude Luciani is a pizza maker there. Welcome to Teen Kids News.
Hello.
So what's the first step in making a great pie, Claude?
Well, the first step is having a great attitude and, of course, having great ingredients.
Okay, so we've got a great attitude and great ingredients. So, do you have to do anything special to prepare your work surface?
Yes, the first thing we do is we put flour on our work surface here. And what this does is it allows the dough not to stick. So you put a nice even amount here, and then you also put a little bit here.
So I understand, according to tradition, you're not supposed to use a rolling pin.
No, to tradition, no, you're not supposed to use a rolling pin. It's all in the hands, it's all feel. That's the best way to make it. So what I'm doing now is I'm forming the dough, and I'm using consistent pattern with my hands and my fingers, putting an even amount of pressure.
I've seen people make pizzas by throwing them up in the air. Is that for a show, or is there a reason behind it?
No, there's a reason. What it does is it actually it keeps an even consistency with the dough, and it allows the dough not to break. So now what you do here is also what I do with my thumbs is I play it around, and I grab it, and I give it a last stretch before I'm ready to put it down, before I'm ready to prepare it.
I guess flattening out the dough is a bit like the Goldilocks story. Not too thick, not too thin, but just right. So what's next?
Next, we want to assemble the pizza and put the sauce on it. But before we do so, we have something here called the pizza peel. And it's just basically a wooden paddle where, once again, you take your flour. You want to put a consistent amount on it, on every angle, because this is, again, is going to allow it not to stick. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly round. I mean, that's the beauty of a pizza. Every single pizza that's made by hand comes out a little different. It may taste the same, but always comes out a little different in the form, and that's the beauty of it. So now we're ready to place the sauce on it. You want an even amount of sauce, so what I like to do is I put it in the middle, and then you go all by hand and applying the correct amount of pressure with the spoon and making sure that it all comes out consistent throughout the whole pie. You want to leave a little bit of a crust, obviously, on the edge right there. You don't want too much crust here. You don't want to cheat anybody on their sauce.
I bet I know what comes next. The mozzarella cheese, right?
Yes, traditionally, yes, mozzarella. Now you want an even amount of mozzarella on there. You want to be really, you don't want to put too much because you don't want to make it very oily or so. But this is a pizza right here, just a tomato sauce, and traditionally most people like the classic just cheese and tomato and dough, obviously. But there are other ingredients. You could have very popular onion, green peppers, tomatoes, pepperoni, sausage, ham, mushrooms, olives, and also pineapple.
What are the most popular ingredients?
The most popular in the United States are, right now, are pepperoni, mushroom, and onions. What would you like on your pizza?
Sausage, mushrooms, and anchovies. Just kidding. Hold the anchovies and add some peppers instead, please.
Sounds good. What I love about pizza in general is that it's an art form. You know, like cooking in general. They say that that baking is a science and cooking is an art. And pizza is definitely an art. When you're doing a multi-topping pizza like this, you don't want to put too many toppings on here, just because you don't want it to get messy, heavy. And then at the very end, what I like to do before it goes in the oven is put a little bit of cheese to fill out a little bit of red spots. But you also always want to have an even amount of red and white. Now this pizza is ready to go in the oven.
How long do you cook it for?
Traditionally, depending on the oven, about 8 to 10 minutes.
So this would be the perfect time to break for commercial. When Teen Kids News continues, we'll see how the pizza turned out. I can't wait! We're learning how to make one of our favorite foods, pizza. Our pizza chef is Claude Luciani. He made a pie with sausage, mushrooms, and peppers. Yum! And now it's in the oven. Claude, does this type of oven a pizzeria uses make a difference?
Yes, traditionally, classic pizza makers use a gas brick oven, and that's what we have here.
Since we won't have a brick oven at home, what do you suggest?
You could actually buy at a supermarket or online retailer a little pizza stone that would fit, perfectly in your stove, whether it's an electric stove or a gas stove, and it'll work perfectly and get the same results.
How do you know when the pizza's ready?
You'll know by looking underneath the pizza and to see if it's brown and to see how cooked it is, how well it is. Okay, and we have a perfect pizza here, and that looks about done to me. Well done there, perfect.
You used a wooden peel to put the pizza in the oven, but a metal peel to take it out. Why?
Yes, we use a metal peel to take it out because it's thinner and it's a lot more sturdier, and it won't get ruined over time.
So after you take it out of the oven, you should cut it right away?
You should wait about 30 seconds to a minute or so, depending on what toppings you have. Since we have a lot of moisture on these toppings, it's good to let it sit about that time.
Is there a trick to how you slice a pizza?
Well, you just want to be consistent. You want to make a cross, and you want to use a lot of force to it, because you want to cut it in 8 slices. You want to go all the way through, and you want to hear that snap. That's a sign of a very good pizza, when you hear that snap.
Some of my friends fold the slice. Others eat it with a knife and a fork. What do you recommend?
Everybody has their own ways of doing things, but I prefer to fold it. Would you like a bite?
Unfortunately, the magic of TV isn't quite that magical. Why don't you taste it and tell us how it came out?
My pleasure. Not bad, if I do say so myself.
I'm sure it's delicious. Next time I'm in Hollywood, Florida, I'll have to drop in at Pizza Rustica and try it out.
And you will always be welcome.
Claude, thanks for showing us the fine art of making pizza.
Thank you, once again.
Here's a slice of history. Pizzas weren't always cut into equal slices. When pizza came to America in the 1800s, it was a food mostly eaten by poor immigrants. In fact, few could afford to buy a whole pie, which cost them a nickel back then. So the size of the slice was determined by the amount of money the buyer could afford to pay. If only a whole pizza still cost just a nickel. I guess you could call that kind of wishful thinking pie in the sky. For Teen Kids News, I'm Ava.